You already have like 6 nude eyeshadow palettes, but you need the 7th one. That Zara jeans you bought since 2017, the tag is still on it, you haven't worn it, but you want to buy another one.
Oh, I wanna give it all to you.
Hey guys, you're welcome back. It's your girl Nena. But if you're stopping by for the very first time, hey boo, how are you doing? You're highly welcome to my channel. On this page, I make beauty, lifestyle, and a bit of fashion related content. So if that's something you're interested in, please do well to click on the subscribe button to become a member of this wonderful family. And please, after you're done subscribing, please also make sure to turn on your bell notifications. Alright guys, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about something very different, but this is something I am so passionate about, something that the Igbo girl in me loves so much. And yeah, we are going to be talking about money, but not just money randomly. We're going to be talking about how to save money and how to save money fast. Now I was just thinking to myself, okay Nina, you have been doing videos on fashion, you have just been doing videos that would require people to spend money. Why not talk about how to save money? Because the truth is, we all know what 2020 has been like.
Basically, it's a pandemic.
It's a pandemic! Like, this year has just been a lot. Some of us lost our jobs, and even if you were fortunate enough not to lose your job, probably your hours were drastically reduced. Offices, companies, factories, schools, businesses as a whole, everything were all closed. Even our stock market crashed.
This is CNN Breaking News. Welcome to The Lead. I'm Jake Tapper, and we start with breaking news. Wall Street is about to close any minute now. The Dow collapsing around 1,900 points today. Its worst single-day loss ever.
The truth is, a lot of us did not foresee this at all. Like, none of us saw this coming. Now, one valuable lesson I have picked from this whole Miss Rona pandemic situation is the fact that you and I need to have some sort of financial security at all times, because we don't know when the next pandemic will strike again, or maybe not necessarily a pandemic. We don't know when the next life emergency will come up again. So guys, in this video, I'll share with you all how I'm able to save $25,000, which is equivalent to 23,000 euros in just 12 months while still working minimum wage job. Yes, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I'm just a regular unskilled laborer here in Italy. And yeah, I'm able to save this amount of money using the advice and the steps that I'm about to share with you guys. And I understand that a lot of us may not be able to save this amount of money, while some can save much more than this. But the goal at the end of the day is that we are all able to save something for our financial peace and security. Alright guys, now the first step to starting your savings game is for you to have a goal and have a mindset change when it comes to money. Now, what do I mean by having a goal? Having a goal basically means knowing your why. So why do you want to save money? Why do you have to save money? So for me personally, I chose to start saving because, listen, I'm not getting any younger. I was just tired of this whole paycheck to paycheck lifestyle, this whole you only live once lifestyle, where you get paid and before the month runs out, you're literally crying and expecting the next paycheck. I was just tired of that paycheck to paycheck life, and I felt like, okay Nena, it's time for you to wisen up. It's time for you to start building some sort of financial security, for your family or for your life. So that was my why. So what is your why? Why do you need to just ask yourself, why do I need to start saving money? It may be that you just need to save money for a down payment towards a new home, or you want to build a house back in Africa, or you want to go on a trip, or you just want to have some sort of financial backup just in case something happens. You personally know your why, so you need to ask yourself, what is your why? Because if you don't have a why as to why you need to save, best believe you will not save. The big part to that is you having a mindset change or a mindset shift when it comes to this issue of money. Now the truth is, some of us have very terrible relationship with money. Not that we are bad spenders, but just the fact that we are in this field of lack and insufficiency. So what do I mean? A lot of us make statements like, oh, I'm broke, I don't have a job, I'm unemployed, I don't even have enough money to feed. Talk more of savings. Oh, my salary is never enough for me, I am always out of money before the month runs out. Those are very terrible statements to make. Now, despite what your current reality is saying, but remember they always say money is a spirit, money is energy. So you're saying, when you keep saying, I am broke, I am in debt, I am, in lack, you will just be in that state. Do you understand? I can't explain this, but best believe this works. But if you change it and say, I am never in lack, I am always in abundance, I am always in a state of sufficiency, best believe doors will begin to open. When I mean doors will begin to open. Step 2 is very, very crucial in your journey to financial freedom, your journey to financial literacy. Step 2 is key, and that is creating a budget. Guys, you need to have a budget. Now the truth is, as simple as having a budget may sound, best believe that not having a budget is one of the reasons why a lot of us are still performing poorly when it comes to our savings or when it comes to money as a whole. You need to have a budget, guys. I cannot speak enough about having a budget. Let me tell you why budgeting is so important. Budgeting is so important because it helps you see how much you have and what you're doing with it. Again, budgeting helps you see how much you have and what you're doing with how much you have. So that means that without you having a budget, you just know what is coming in, but you don't necessarily know where they are going to. All you know is that you just pay your bills, you do some groceries. You can't really pinpoint that, okay, I spent exactly this amount on groceries, I spent exactly this amount on my bills. You don't just know. All you know is anywhere you go to, you just slot in the card and you pay for whatever thing you want to pay for and you leave. Now, why budgeting is so important again is it helps you see what you have and how you can manage what you have properly, and it helps you direct what you have into the proper course. Now, before I started budgeting, I was always hitting zero. Month after month, I would hit zero. I would literally be waiting for the next paycheck to come. So how is it that before I started budgeting, I was always hitting minus? Sometimes I run into overdraft. But when I started budgeting, I saw that there is a spare 700 euros in this your monthly income that you can save. Again, my income did not increase, there was no change, but budgeting just helped me see that, okay, there are some useless things I've been spending money on that I don't even have a business spending money on, and budgeting helped me direct that money into a good cause. So step 2, you need to start budgeting your money. No matter how small your salary is, no matter how large or how much your salary is, you need to have a monthly budget. As a family of 1, family of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I don't know how many you guys are. As much as you can be, you need to have a budget. Every month you should know what your family spends on food, you should know what you spend on bill, you should know what you spend on transport, you should know what you spend on every single thing. Trust me, when you have a budget, you would always see 1, 2, 3, 4 or $5 somewhere that you can always pinch out to save. Now, step 3 is you must live below your means. You must live below your means. Now, I don't mean that you're not going to eat, you're not going to have good time, you'll be drinking Gary every day. If you're Nigerian, you understand what I mean by drinking Gary. No, that's not what I mean. But when it comes to savings, when it comes to this journey to financial freedom, you just have to live below your means. So what do I mean by living below your means? Living below your means means that your expenses are way lower than what you earn. Now, when it comes to, there's just one basic formula when it comes to financial freedom. What you spend is way more than what you earn. I don't care how much you earn. Even if you earn $100,000 monthly, but your monthly bill and lifestyle expenses is about $120,000, it means that you're already on a negative. So you are currently on minus 20,000. You will never attain financial literacy financial freedom if you keep like that. But if your means is 2,000 euros but your living is 1,800 euros. What that means is that you are always in a state of surplus, so you have that spare 200 euros that would go into your savings account. So that's what I basically mean by living below your means. And sometimes living below your means could literally mean that you need to cut down on a lot of unnecessary expenses. So for example, when I started budgeting, I saw that makeup was eating my money. Like makeup was sucking out my money from my pocket.
Who gonna check me? Who gonna check me?
I had to literally cut off makeup for an entire year. I had to cut off shopping. Sis, that Zara jeans you bought since 2017, the tag is still on it. You haven't worn it, but you want to buy another one. You have 6 pairs of red shoes, but you need the 7th one.
Sit your broke ass down.
So living below your means means that there are some expenses, so long as it's not a basic expense like your feeding. I'm even going to come to that later. So long as it's not a basic expense like you paying off your rent, you paying off your maybe telephone bill, something like that, that is something that is not a basic need, you may look into cutting it off. Now when it comes to the issue of groceries, a lot of us spend unnecessarily when it comes to groceries. Now I used to do that before. Some of us just, when we get into the supermarket, anything that you just see, you just put granules, chewing gum, chocolate, everything you put. The main thing that you should have bought, the main thing which is food that you should have bought, you haven't even bought them, but you have already spent 150 euros buying what we call chan, like eating like petty stuff that you just eat. So again, for me, I looked at my budget and I discovered that okay, it seems like I waste too much money when it comes to groceries and beauty supplies. So when it comes to beauty, or when it came to beauty, I cut that off like out. Sis, how many brown eyeshadows do you want to have? How many foundations do you want to have? You have 5 concealers, but you need the latest ABH concealer. You already have like 6 nude eyeshadow palettes, but you need the 7th one.
Okay, let's move on.
Sit back, take a look, and realize that you are enriching the pockets of these companies while your pocket is draining. Month after month, you're running, you're making use of your overdraft. That needs to stop. Okay, I'm just saying, I'm not commanding, but I'm just saying. So our number 4 step is you need to pay yourself first. That is like once you receive your salary, the first thing after you pay your tithe and all that stuff, you need to pay yourself first. Because if you look at it, if you take a very good look at it, the salary you earn doesn't belong to you. Once your salary comes in, there are people already waiting to devour that salary. Your light company, your gas company, the water company, your telephone company, they are all waiting to take their cut out of that salary. So you need to always pay yourself first. But again, this is why I always tell you guys that budgeting is key, because if you don't budget, you don't even know how much you can pay yourself. You may be paying yourself 100 euros, but when you budget and look at your finances correctly, you will discover that you can even afford to pay yourself 300 euros. So pay yourself first. For those who tithe, after you're done tithing, take a look at your budget and immediately remove that amount of money for the month. So you can either do an automatic rollover from your account to your savings account, but for me, I personally enjoy that manual process of me seeing my money and just taking it to another account where I know that okay, it's still there for me. So major advantage of you paying yourself first is that somehow you psychologically readjust to the fact that this is now the new amount of money you have to live on. So what do I mean? So say for example, you have 1,500 coming in every month, and you do an automatic rollover of 300 euros or automatic movement of 300 euros to your savings account. You just force yourself to live within that 1,200 that is left. Now when you pay yourself afterwards, what that means is that after your flexing, after your enjoyment, whatever amount you have left, if there is, so whatever amount you have left, you just save it. That is very risky, because best believe as humans, our money is never enough, our salaries are never enough. Something will just come up somewhere, and every month you just have little to nothing left. But when you pay yourself first, you're forced to now live within what you have. So that is very, very key. So you have to pay yourself first. Now, when you pay yourself first by moving that money into your savings account or into another account, make sure that you don't have access to that account. Make sure that you don't have the ATM, it's not on your PayPal, that you don't have access to it. The only way you can get money out of it is by you literally walking into a banking hall. But just make sure that you don't have these things that will tempt you to spend the money, because again, I would use myself as an example. When I started this whole financial literacy, financial journey and all that, I started by paying myself first. Every month I would literally go back there and still use that money. But I thank God I was able to speak to myself, telling myself okay, why are you doing this? What's the point taking this money out for savings and you end up spending it? Okay, so the first few months it may not really be easy, but you're going to readjust. Okay, so always do it first rather than later, because if you choose to do it later, if you choose to save later, best believe you have nothing left. And even if you have something left, I believe it won't be as much as it would be if you were to pay yourself first. Alright, now our fifth step or fifth advice is you getting another source of income. This is one of the fastest way you can save money, because again, we are in 2020 and our financial gurus are always advising that you must or you shouldn't depend on one source of income. One source of income, you can save from it, but it's going to be very, very slow. So for example, when I started saving, so I was saving 700, 500 every month. Like sometimes I can do 500, I can do 600, I can do 700. But when I now start getting other sources of income, there were months I could easily save 2,000 euros. So you see that my savings sometimes doubled or tripled every month. So you need to try to look for another source of income. So for example, we here in Italy, getting another source of income is not as easy as it is for our American or English counterparts, where you can work multiple jobs so long as your strength carries. Here in Italy, you're only allowed to have one legal job, and even if you're to have two, I'm telling you, it's so difficult. It may be a side business or something of that nature. But just try your best to get another source of income. It could just be something as small as 100 euros every month, 50 euros every month that would go towards your savings. Again, it's still something. It is still something. Those tiny drops will make a big ocean. Trust me. Alright guys, so that takes us to number 6, and our number 6 is you must avoid lifestyle inflation. So lifestyle inflation basically means increasing your living expenses. So you remember in step 5 I said I advised that we get another source of income, maybe through side hustles, through blogging, YouTubing, doing makeup, doing nails. There are so many ways you can get small money here and there. Now when you begin to get that extra income by the side, now say for example you were saving 600 euros before, and now you have this spare 600 euros that is also coming in from the side. Instead of you just squandering that new money because you feel like, oh, now I have some spare change to make use of, why not practice delayed gratification and bundle up that money and save it up? So instead of you saving 600, you just end up saving 1,002. Right there you have increased, or you have doubled your savings. So what it means is that if it were supposed, if it were to take you a year to save 12,000 euros, you may end up just saving that money in under 6 or 5 months. So again, delayed gratification for a better cause. Okay, all right guys, that brings me to the end of today's video. I'm going to give you guys a recap of everything that we have discussed so far. So number 1, have a goal, have a mindset change when it comes to money. Stop saying that I am broke, I am just anything, I am negative. Stop it. So have a goal, know your why as to why you have to start saving. Have a goal, have a mindset change towards money. Take a look at your finances and start budgeting. It is key. Start budgeting. Live below your means. Okay, pay yourself first, get another source of income to speeding up the whole savings process. And when you get another source of income, or when you get a rise in your paycheck, please avoid lifestyle inflation. Continue to live like the way you were living. Just continue to live how you were living before, while your account keeps growing. Again, delayed gratification for a better cause. So guys, I will see you all in my next video. If you have any other video idea for me to do when it comes to maybe money, savings, anything that has to do with finance, do well to let me know. If it's within my capacity or my capability, I would always deliver. If you have any questions to ask, please feel free to ask in the comment section down below. Let's have a discussion, and yeah, I'll see you all in my next video. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and also turn on your bell notifications. I will see you all in my next video. God willing, stay safe, be blessed, and until my next one. Bye guys.